Looks like the same menu, but it's not. What is the crack, ladies and gentlemen? It's Giveaway here with another episode of The Long Dark. And I guess we're going to call it Wintermute. Hey, I'll do it! How's everyone doing? Hope you're all having a fucking fantastic week. Story mode. At last. 5 years later. Jesus fucking Christ. Finally. It's out. I can play The Long Dark again because it's all fresh and new. There are lots of new there's lots of new mechanics and controls and things to juggle, and I've had a quick play of the first couple of minutes kind of the Wintermute, the story mode there, and that's really made me realize how rusty I actually am at playing The Long Dark. Maybe I left it for too long. Without further ado, we're just going to jump right in here. So as you can see, I've already had a little bit of a test just to make sure everything runs well and all that shit. Nice solid 60 FPS the whole way through too. So episode 1, Do Not Go Gentle. Mackenzie and Dr. Greenwood are separated after their plane crashes deep in the northern Canadian wilderness. Struggling to survive, Mackenzie explores the small town of Milton, where he begins to understand the scope of this quiet apocalypse. Things are going to happen. There's going to be cinematics and shit. I'm going to shut up during the cinematics for the most part, so you guys can enjoy the wonderfulness that is this fucking fantastic video game. There's a bit of a story with it as well. Look at the pretty colors. What's going on? We've had too much acid and we somehow ended up in the Canadian wilderness and set fire to the trees. Mackenzie. I would be rather concerned if I was hearing voices like that if I woke up in the wilderness, to be honest with you. That would be That would be a bit, a little bit, wouldn't be too good. Wouldn't be too good. Okay, it is apparent that something terrible has occurred. There is fire all over the fucking place. Oh dear, we have a thing in our hand. Okay, right, so we've got to pull this shit out. Oh, yeah, not feeling, no, don't do it. Oh, that's not look. It's not that bad. It went in, like, kind of, parallel to the kind of, like, the line of your bone structure. And, like, all the sinew and all that shit. I say sinew, like, your tendons and shit. He's telling us to find shelter and all that wonderful crap. But there's actually a lot of loot in the immediate area that I feel like we should be grabbing. So, that's exactly what we're gonna do. He's also saying here that we're stuck in some kind of ravine. Which, you know, that sucks. What can you do? We can't sprint. Our health is quite low. All of our stats are actually quite low in general. I'm pissing blood out of myself here now at the moment, so we'll probably want to head over to this fucking cave over here at the side. Oh, first aid kit. Okay, something I haven't gotten used to. You need to hold down left click in order to be able to loot from the crates and things of that nature. So first aid, study your treatments and learn to triage. There are many ways to die in the wilderness. Medical treatments, man-made or harvested from the natural world, will save your life. Use the status screen to check on your health, apply a treatment, and using the first aid radial menu. You can also use treatments from your pack menu. Fantastic. Okay, so it's just teaching you about rudimentary controls at the moment. This is like a tutorial. And this is telling you to go look up controls there now as well. And I think we're okay to kind of just mosey on through that shit. Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to apply a bandage. Because apparently we're pissing blood out of our neck. I thought it was our hand, but go figure. I reckon an old neck bleed is a bit worse. just a tad. Just a smidgen. Okay, we're going to grab all this wonderful fucking wood that presents itself to us here. I think if I have time, like, I'm not really dying per se. Let's, like, rip up all of this cardboard box and shit. We're using the metal shard we just pulled out of our hand as an actual tool to chop all these doodads up. What I'm doing now at the moment, I'm just gathering firewood and tinder, so that way we can get some fires going when we need to. So far, my very brief experience of this story mode is when it presents you with an opportunity to gather something, you should gather it. Regardless of whether you think you need it or not. Okay, let's pop on up here. So we're going to be given an objective as well. Like, story mode seems to give you objectives that you need to complete in order to fill certain parameters of the story to progress it. So we're going to complete them. And at some points, we're going to complete them just to the letter. So as example now, here now in a second, it's going to say start a fire. So obviously you'd want to start it with the good wood, wouldn't you? But nah, we're not going to start it with the good wood because we're going to need that in a minute again anyway. So it will complete if we just make it with sticks. Fire provides heat, water, food, and protection. Use the campfire option in the radio menu. You'll need all the fixings, a fire starter, tinder, and fuel. Accelerant speeds up the process. Fuel types impact burn time and heat production. An active fire can be used to cook and boil water, as well as keeping for you from freezing to death. Lovely stuff. If we jump in here really quick, you can have a quick look at our inventory. This is what we've got going. We have some clothes on us. Nothing amazing. We start with some matches. We have this fantastic piece of metal that's going to be doing a lot of work for us. We now have some really nice tinder. There's a new crafting menu now as well. This may have been out in like a previous... as you can see, our condition is actually deteriorating there. This may have been out in a previous build of this game prior to this version of it being released. But this is my first time playing it since I stopped doing my series, so I haven't seen it. We're only getting used to it. 75% chance to get this fire going. Nice hot cup of tea.
Come on.
Man, tea bags. That's how you survive the northern Canadian wilderness. Fucking tea bags and a kettle. GG. Take that, Mother Nature. Okay, so there's going to be cinematics that are going to happen over the next couple of minutes and probably throughout the entire story mode, as it were. So I'm going to shut the fuck up for the most part for when those come on. Just for those of you that actually want to, you know, enjoy it. Get a chance to. As you can see, that's completed our mission parameter. It's updated in our journal. This guy's going to pass out. That's why I didn't use the good wood. I used the good wood the last time. Started a good fire that was going to last like an hour. And he knocks out cold. Like, your stats don't change when he passes out like this. So day 2. So this guy is kind of thirsty. When you bring up your quick stats or the radio menu, you get a preview of your current condition, as well as information about how cold, tired, hungry, and thirsty you are. Anytime one of these status indicators is empty and red, this means you are losing condition, lose all your condition, and you will die. How are we looking? Our condition actually isn't that bad. We're thirsty and we're hungry. But as you can see, there are crates over there, and we should go loot these crates. You'd swear I've done this mission already. I can also hear birdies. As we can see, there's a deer carcass just over yonder, but I'm not so certain that we're going to be able to reach that just yet. Okay, I did it again. So you have to hold down the left click. I'm not getting used to it. MRE, that's life-saving. I've also learned I should break all these crates up because you get shit like this in them. So it's kind of taught me to really clue into when I see things of this nature and just fucking take advantage of it. Give me some goodies. I'll take matches and disinfectants. Break this shit down. Okay. What do we got? Oh, accelerant. Neat. Accelerant is good. Something on that? No. So, anyway, for those of you that are wondering what predicament we find ourselves in here now at the moment, we are quite trapped. Quite trapped, as it were. But we have some supplies, we have some stuff. It's not so bad. It appears we were in a plane, and we have fallen a significant amount. We're going to start pissing condition out now, because not only are we starving, we're also parched. So what I am going to do is I'm going to shovel that MRE into us, and then I'm going to get a fire going. And this fire, I am actually going to get going for a wee while. And we're going to want to boil up as much water as we can. We're actually going to do 4 liters of water. And we're going to purifying it, use the tablets just there. Okay, not going to use the book. Going to use the cedar. I saved the books until it's an emergency. Like, I need to have this fire start. Because the books give you an extra 20% towards fire starting. So, you get something like you get a 95% chance as opposed to the 75 we're currently getting starting these fires. Or at least attempting to. Rip. So I'd hang on to the books until such a time as I'm absolutely fucked. And the same with the accelerant. I won't use the accelerant until it's absolutely necessary. Like, we're in the middle of a blizzard, all of our stats are fucked and we're dying, and the only way we survive is if we get a fire going. Then I'll use my accelerant. So we're going to take a lot of the principles that we applied in the sandbox mode that we kind of got really good at, and apply them now to Really? 2 in a row? Game, 75%. Where'd you learn statistics? We're going to apply a lot of those kind of like things that we learned in Sandbox mode, and we're going to apply them to the story mode as much as we can. Alright. Now, I've gone to a certain point in the story mode. I'll tell you guys when I get to that point without revealing exactly, like, whatever story bits are. And it's not far from this moment. But then after that, it's just kind of a bit of a, ugh. It's a bit of a blank. So, concerned. Deeply concerned. I am enjoying it so far. And like I said, solid 60 FPS. Like, it runs really well. This is nice. This is nice. We're going to add a couple of sticks. And we're going to boil up 4 liters of water. That should be enough time. Like, down to, like, the final moment there. Like, literally calculated that far better than I anticipated that I could. And what we're going to do is we're going to purify it using these purification tablets. The reason I'm using the tablets is they use up weight in our inventory. And because it's story mode and I'm not stockpiling goods, I'm going to use up all of this sort of shit now in order to conserve resources so that way we can get through this part of the game a bit easier. That could be a mistake, but meh. I don't think so. We're going to drink the H2O, get our guy topped off, and I think we're going to pass out again. Anyone else hear the growl? Anyone else see the crate on that tree? I see a crate on that tree. Do you think we could get up to that? There's totally a crate up here. We could totally get to that. Right? If I can get onto this. Can we get up via this way? Okay, no. Right, whatever. It's fine. I guess we're not getting that crate. It'll probably fall down at some stage in the next few minutes, maybe. I don't know. As those crates over there did, I would reckon. Anyway, we have a bit of a first aid concern. Apparently, we do have an infection risk with our chest injuries after the crash, so rip. If I hit I here... Oh, no, we're just going to pass out first. What I was going to say is if I hit I here, and then I go into our menu, I'll be able to show you guys like all the different first aid things and how all that works now. I don't think it's too different from what it was, but at the same time, it looks neater.
I'm gonna need a good long fire to keep from freezing to death.
Shit. Okay, so again, this is all just teaching you about the mechanics of the game and how it works, and I think that's our bed. If I hit I here, I go to our status. As you can see, we have plane crash injuries, so we're concussed, badly bruised, and feeling weak. We were wounded on our hand, and we're not able to climb or hold weapons. That shows all of our stats. The clothing menu is what it was in my previous playthrough. The bag feels a lot neater. There's this crafting menu now, which I'm not overly familiar with, but it's pretty good. Okay, like we guessed, that crate has since fallen down, which is awesome. We're going to grab sticks and any kind of cedar logs like that we can, but we're not going to take the time to break down these branches. I will take the time to break down crates, because there may actually be goodies inside them, so food and all of that sort of shite. Or not, you know, whatever. It's fine, I didn't want goodies anyway. Let's try this one. The crate is going to give us an hour's burn time each. And there's a shed load of books. Isn't that fucking savage? The crate gives us an hour's burn time, which is fucking awesome. We'll grab all this cedar. We probably have enough firewood now at this stage, but we'll just kind of keep going here. Okay, and then another hour. Alright, I reckon that's probably more than enough fucking firewood to get this bad boy going. But hey, look, we just found even more. GG. We'll get back inside and we'll get this bitch lit up. So again, it's just teaching you about survival mechanics now at the moment. It's just teaching you about the shit that you need to know in order to survive. The wilderness. Okay. Did we use up the birch? We did. Let's get this fire. We have to get this fire going for 9 hours, he said. Oh, wait, did he say that? No, he said he had to get it going for a good long time. But we need to get it going for 9 hours. It'll pop up on our mission parameters here. And I can show you guys that now in a second. Do-do-do. 75% chance. Please start. It's totally gonna start. Totally gonna start. Let's be having you. 1 hour. If I go into I and I go over here, you can actually see our mission parameters. So day 3, build a fire in the cave that will last the night. So 9 hours. And what we're going to do is hang on to the reclaimed wood, as much of it as we can. Chuck on all of this cedar. And then we're going to use up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then those of you that have played this game before know that you want to hang on to your reclaim wood because you might be able to make snares out of it. So it makes sense to not use it if you don't have to. Right, now we basically need to warm up. That is our mission parameter. So we can go into the crafting menu here and start crafting all of these newspapers into tinder plugs. So that way we have more tinder to start more fires now in the minute. Seems that we're waiting for our guy to warm up. We might as well be proactive and use our time efficiently. And that's what a lot of this game is about, is being efficient with your time. And just minimizing the amount of time that you're not being productive. Because the less you're being productive, then the more you're probably fucked. Hang on to the cloth. We don't need extra bandages just yet. Don't need extra bandages just yet. Okay, inventory's good. Hand is still kind of fucked. Calories are quite low. And now we're gonna fucking pass out again. GG. And I'm gonna slurp my tea the whole way through. Okay, I've been growing my beard out here as well, just to add to the rugged look for playing survival games. Not at all. Okay, so we need to find some food. What I am going to do, very quickly, is add some fuel onto this to keep it running while we go out looking for food. Your ears are your best survival tool. Pay attention to your surroundings. You might glean information that's important for your survival. For example, a murder of crows circling up ahead might suggest an animal carcass. Or even a human corpse, tasty, might be nearby. Okay. Did I just say a human corpse is tasty? I'd never suggest such a thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Again, we're going to grab any sticks that we can that are just loose and kind of hanging around. And then we're going to make our way up this tree, which appears to have fallen down. Most conveniently, may I add. We're going to head up here. So you're going to see there's packs and shit like that here, which is all wonderful and rosy. But I'm not going to grab it just yet, because I want to get this bit of firewood that I can see here. And my coat. And the reason being is I want to fuck all of this onto the fireplace down below. And I want to get that fire going for the next hour or so. So that way I'm not wasting matches trying to get that bitch lit. Get lit, fam. Alright, we're just going to keep pushing over here. We're going to run back in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that jacket here next to this fire. Because when you find clothes like that lying out in the wild, they tend to just be frozen. So. And what we'll do now is we're going to chuck on another cedar log. And we're going to make our way back out. And that's going to burn now for 2 hours. So when we come back, it's still going to be lit. And the jacket is going to start defrosting. Which is going to definitely massively increase our survival chances in the long run. Now that may seem like a bit of a waste of time, but it's not. Trust me, it's good. Okay, I know that much. Right, stick. Let's trigger this cinematic. So Astrid's pack. We're going to start learning a bit more about what's going on here now. Locked. Cinematic time. And I shut up and fade into the corner. I've only ever played that game on my computer. I've never actually played it in like real life. It looks like he has it set up backwards.
Remote transport. Mackenzie speaking.
Did I get a message as I locked my keypad? Really? So it did?
Whoa, slow down, Maureen. What are you talking about?
That red whiskey nose.
It's okay, Maureen. I've got it from here.
That stunned expression on his face.
What are you doing here?
It's been a while, I know.
Yeah. Years. I haven't heard from you since...
I know. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't important.
Well, brings you... I mean...
Definitely a bit of history going on there.
No, no, not me. But I need to get to someone who is.
Right. So you're still a doctor?
Yes, I'm still a doctor.
Doctor of Love.
Why are you here?
I need your help. There's an isolated community in the northern part of Great Bear. Someone there is very sick.
Great
and
Bear? There's nothing there anymore. Not since...
I know. But I have to get there.
Still trying to save the world, huh?
Somebody has to.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mackenzie,
Shots fired.
Will, I didn't come here to fight about the past. I need a pilot to take me somewhere remote. Someone who won't ask too many questions. Someone I can trust.
Wait. Questions? Astrid, are you in trouble?
Are you gonna help me or not?
Tell her to fuck off.
What's in the case?
See, there's that thing about no questions, remember?
Tell her to fuck
What's
off.
in the case, Astrid?
No questions.
Look, the weather out there is bad. Bad. But it's getting worse. You walk in here after years. I could have been dead. You could have been. And then you show up and you want me to just risk my life flying into the middle of the great northern nowhere to deliver you in some mystery metal case to some remote wilderness outpost. All because you walked in here and asked me to?
Tell her to fuck off.
Yes.
Astrid,
What an excuse.
bring him back.
This isn't about that.
I know how hard it's been.
No. You don't know, Mackenzie.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You don't know anything.
You don't think I feel it too?
Are you gonna take me or not? The longer I wait, the worse it'll get. Damn it. I don't have time for this.
Wait. The worst what will get? Why do I have a feeling you're not talking about the weather?
Because I'm not.
Okay, Whiskey Nose. Let's be having you.
In the plane. I'll get started on pre-flight. Better buckle up tight, because it's going to be a rough ride.
Because you've been drinking whiskey all fucking day, boy. And now you plan on flying a plane into a snowstorm. The northern Canadian tundra. Am I the only one that sees the issue here? Says the Irishman, by the way. But am I the only one that notices?
Astrid was ready to die for it.
Right. One minor detail that I am kind of pissed off about. You can't loot this bag, nor take it with you. In a survival situation, a backpack like that could be fucking huge, because you can carry more shit on your back. I feel that that is a kind of important detail.
Too good. What choice do I have?
Okay. How long will it take to loot all of this glorious meat? An hour 45. Fire should still be good. We got it up to 2 hours before we left, like, so. We're probably cutting it pretty tight. Our guy is quite cold. He probably lost a bit of condition as well, but meh. Everything you eat can kill you. When starving, you may feel desperate enough to take your chances. But in general, eating raw meat is a bad idea. Cook it over a fire to avoid getting food poisoning or parasites. They killed us in a previous playthrough. Cooked meat also lasts longer and attracts fewer predators. Fire's still going. Neat. We're going to make our way back. We'll chuck another cedar log on it. And we'll get these venison steaks cooking. We'll also check on the state of that jacket. See where it's at. 74%. That's not bad. We still have an hour's fucking burn time on this bitch, which is quite nice. Gotta fuck a couple of sticks on it here. I think it takes something like 15 minutes to steak. Just slightly over 15 minutes of steak. That's not that bad. We're getting a 70 degrees Celsius output as well, so she's quite a hot one in comparison with some of the fires that we have made. It's because it's been burning for so long and shit as well. Like, the type of wood that we're using. Get all this shit cooked up. Now. Okay. And our jacket is still doing its thing. And actually, something that I forgot was that there was actually a little bit of a rock that we could attempt to climb on up there. And if we do that, we're going to get that going. If we do that, we're going to be able to start picking the rose hips, which is actually kind of important. So let's just make our way up here, because the sooner we get a hold of these fuckers, the better. Because I can use the fire that I currently have burning as opposed to making another one in order to start crafting some rosehip teas. So let's give this a lash. Remember it said we were quite injured? Yeah, that happens. So now we have a sprained ankle. In order to be able to deal with that, we have to loot the rose hips. So Mother Nature's painkiller. Sometimes Mother Nature is your pharmacist. Craft rose hips into a preparation that can be boiled in water to produce a tea with pain-relieving properties. Keep your eyes open for other natural remedies. Savage. Right. So, I think it's something like 24 rose hips in order to be able to craft the rose hip tea. And I actually will break that down to get the sticks. It's 10 minutes, but it's sticks. And we need sticks for fire, because fire is good. Break this one down as well. We're not so cold nor thirsty that we're kind of fucked just yet, so we're alright. Oh, fucking hell. The infamous inability for Will Mackenzie to be able to fucking stick his foot up onto a log. Now, make our way back down here. We have food and water and shit like that, so we're good. We're gonna be able to fix that now in 2 seconds, but I want to concentrate on gathering rose hips now for the next wee while. As it's, I feel like it's an important detail. I saw some, like over here. I did. And we'll probably break one more of these branches, and then that will give us enough of a burn time in order to be able to cook all of this shit up. I think you get like 8 each time. You do, yeah, 8. So it comes up in the top right there. Harvested 8. I've put the camera in the top left because I don't think there's anything that pops up in the top left. If there is, I'll highlight it for you guys. Like, I'll mention it. But I think it's the most out-of-the-way part of the fucking screen that I could leave it. Make our way back over here now before this bad boy burns out. We'll top it off with some of these sticks. I think that's pretty much all the rose hips that I can see. I can see these ones here as well, but we've got enough for like 2 batches. And I think that's pretty much all we need to worry about. All this time, by the way, all this time, Will's coat has been defrosting and is now good to go for us to wear. So let's get this fucking jacket on the fucking go. Awesome. And we're going to add a couple of sticks to get this bitch burning again. And we're going to go into crafting, because you now have to actually prepare the rose hips into some kind of like concoction in order to be able to use them. And we're going to do that again. And you may be looking kind of going, oh Gibbo, your condition's going out. Why aren't you fucking doing something about it, you dickhead? And the reason I'm not doing shit about it is because we're going to get all of that back now in a second when we go to fucking sleep, when we complete our objectives anyway, so I might as well get as much shit done in the meantime before I top off my food and water and decide to pass out. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll drink the hot one. That's going to solve the issue. Oh, I should have eaten the food first. Whatever. We're going to pass out and it's not really going to make an odds. Or are we going to pass out? Hang on. Mission objective. Okay, yeah, so we need to eat until we're full now, and then we're going to pass out, and it's going to be good to go. So eat the food first, because eating food dehydrates you. We'll eat all the small steaks where possible to try and get rid of them. We can see it filling up down here at the bottom. We have enough in us for, like, another tiny little bite. And then, before he passes out, we're going to fill up on water. And then when we hit escape, he's going to go for a snooze. One thing I have noticed about when we spawn in, we don't have a bedroll. So we're going to have to find sleepy places, which is kind of concerning. But I'm sure it'll probably give us one at some stage here in the near future. So as you can see, our stats are all in a lot better of a place. Knowledge, what you know can save you. As you learn things about the world, either through your own actions or through interacting with people, which indicates survivors, you unlock knowledge about people, places, things, and actions. Deeper knowledge can be revealed when you gain the trust of other survivors you meet. This knowledge is tracked in your journal for future reference. Good shit. So we can take our little rush bed with us here. Our fire is burned out, so that's kind of done its purpose. Gonna top our guy off because carried calories are wasted calories. You want to consume calories that you have on you if you can, because then you're not wasting the weight, so you're not wasting calories carrying them. but yet you're full of energy. So, like, it means that you're actually using the resources that you have efficiently. Fuck it. I'll grab them and have them and not need them, than need them and not have them. That's my kind of, like, philosophy with a lot of this shit in this game. But like I said, we're going to be progressing through it here, so we're not really going to have a chance to stockpile the way I would normally. So I'm going to have to tweak my playstyle a little bit. Try and be a bit more efficient with it. There's more rose hips up here as well. I guess we're going to grab these too. Should be able to climb out now. Our hand scar is now gone. Anyone else notice we're rocking a wedding ring? Okay. Grab these as well. Can only assume that they're going to be fucking useful in the not so distant future. Because again, we're not going to get as much of a chance to loot as we would normally, so I guess, oh, well, I wanted to loot the rose hips, but I guess we're climbing. And I don't fancy climbing back down in case it fucks me up. But I will take that bush. That will do. Okay. And then we just keep pushing. I think I'm going to make it. Don't say things like that. When you say things like that, you become the token guy that's going to die. Again, Mr. Mackenzie and his incapacity to be able to climb up a small slope. It does upset me. We got another yoke that we need to climb up here. Grab the rest of these rose hips. Bear in mind, we've been down here for a couple of days now. It's kind of disconcerting when you think about it. A lot can happen in a couple of days. I say that because I've seen the next cinematic. And I don't really want to ruin it. You guys are about to see it in about 30 seconds anyway, so I guess GG. Well done, Gibbo. Spoilers. After this, it's not really spoilery because then I'm actually out of the loop as to what's going on. So, it's just literally past this bit that I've played to, just to get an idea for how things were going. Any loot? I haven't actually really looked around this bit. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Cinematic time. Boom, 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 boom. It's the cinematic music. I love the colors of the graphics, like the pastel-y kind of thing they've got going. It's fucking sick. Remember the wedding ring? Oh. Serious history going on here. So at some stage they were married. May still be. Eh.
I've kept busy. I've moved on.
Sure. Right in the jugular.
Because this all seems pretty familiar. You still working with that researcher, Doctor? What's his name?
No. No, I'm not working at the center anymore.
Well, then where?
I'm working on my own. Freelance, you could say.
Freelance doctor. That sounds legit.
I don't question your life choices, Mackenzie.
It's not called a GP, like a general practitioner.
Hanging out in your dad's old plane, drinking in the daytime.
Hey, we had a lot of good times
Ooh.
at this point.
Called out on the alcoholism.
Control.
I know, okay? I'm not here to fight, really.
He's fallen asleep.
I know you do.
But I did. The choice I made. I did it for us.
You don't have to. Let's just not.
It's important that you hear this. There's things I need to say.
Mackenzie, not now. There's.
Just let me tell you.
Will, shut up for a second. Something's wrong.
Mother Nature intervening when it's most needed.
That is not good.
What's going on?
Power's gone. Whole electrical system looks fried.
Shit. What's happening?
No power means we're going down. Hold tight.
Rip. So now we know how he crashed.
Will?
Okay, so that's the geomagnetic thermal fuckery event that's obviously triggered this entire set of circumstances. And what I was saying there a minute ago is, bear in mind, we've been down there for like 3 or 4 days now. Maybe 5. I don't know. Hang on, wait. I've already forgotten. It's been so long in the wilderness. Oh, it doesn't say anymore. Well, rip. You can also get knowledge of things and events. So as you can see here, we've also picked up Astrid's case, which I would just smash off a rock, to be honest with you, and figure out what was going on with it. But we've been down there for like 4 or 5 days now, I guess. No electricity in the world out in the Canadian wilderness. Shit can start to go bad fairly fast. Fairly fast.
Not sure which of us looks worse.
Rip plane. Grab all these sticks, because you never know when you need fire. Never know when you need fire in this game. I hear crows. Is it the crows that were down here at the carcass that we harvested already, or fresh ones? They were the ones that were on the carcass that we were already on. Okay. Now, see if there's any goodies. There were the last time I was here. Where were they? Oh, hey, there, GG. Beef jerky. It's the same stuff as it was the last time, so I'm starting to think all of the goodies are linear. It's not like random spawn or anything like that, so. And again, learned that you should break down all the crates, because there tends to be stuff in the crates. And this is when I started to realize that, and that's when I kind of said, oh, I ignored 1 or 2 of the crates back in the spawn, which was much to my detriment. Much to my detriment. Now, grab all this shit. We're only up to something like 15 calories or 15 kilos. 18 kilos. So actually, yeah, we're not that far off. We're going to use a lot of that when we start our first fire. Okay.
She definitely passed through here. And in a hurry.
Anyone else hear that kind of ominous kind of panting in the background? Walking through the snow with a heavy pack can get tiring, but sometimes you just have to run. Escape wildlife, avoid weak ice, or get to shelter faster by sprinting. Keep in mind that sprinting using up more calories than walking, and your sprint stamina is limited by how restrictive your clothing is. Takes you a little while to recover sprint stamina, so use it wisely. Okay. Totally felt like I heard panting. Why am I walking towards it? Would be a good question. Okay, there's a lot of sticks in this area. But, other than that, not really much on the go. And I guess we kind of just want to keep on, pushing on after Astrid here. Really, Mackenzie, come on, dude. Get over the fucking log. It pisses me off to no end. You should be able to just, like, stretch out that little bit extra. Again, I'm going for the sticks because I can pick them up instantly and I don't have to spend time breaking down a branch. We don't need to break down branches yet, so not too fussed about gathering firewood in that regard. Okay, I see a deer carcass over there in the distance. Okay. Now, this is the part where I stopped playing. I noticed that I could pick up stones, saw this, got here, and now it's going to give us another wee little bit of dialogue with the stones. And I fucked around with this for a couple of minutes, and then I said, right, this is kind of funny. I gotta wait and then play when I'm doing my playthrough. So from this point on, I have no fucking clue what happens. So, stones, aim true, you won't go hungry. You can pick up small stones and use them to stun rabbits. Equip them and throw them to hit a rabbit, and then grab it while it's stunned, and you can kill it, and you can eat it. This part is quite grim, so if there's any of you that are a bit kind of about, you know, animal death, look away now, would be my advice. Just gonna keep grabbing some sticks here as we progress along. I can see that there's goodies there. And we're going to sneak up on a wee little rabbit here. And we're going to give him a brick. So you have to actually aim this bad boy. And hit, obviously, would help. So there's actually goodies here. More jerky. And there's actually rushes all around the place here too. Which we should actually grab. Because cattails are a very convenient food source. Fucking nearly got a collateral there. Holy shit. Now, this is what I mean about looking away if you're not into it. Fucking grim. He breaks its fucking neck in front of everyone. Holy shit. We're at a hypothermia risk here now as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get myself another rabbit. I'll take it. I don't think I hit it, but I'll take it. And we'll break this bad boy's neck as well. You don't actually even have to wait for the thing to pop up on your screen in order to get the option to kill it. Might get one more? No, I didn't think so. Now we're just wasting time. What we're gonna do is very quickly gather all of these rushes here now in a second. And then we're gonna start pushing on. Okay. Don't throw it, dude, please. I just want you to pick stuff up. While you have it in your hand, if you just left click, he's just gonna launch the rock, which sucks. Fucking hell. Hit H, Gibbo. You're annoying yourself now. Okay. The rabbits have to be harvested in your inventory, so like it's not after automatically giving us rabbit meat, pelt, and gut. We'll actually have to take the time to harvest that now of our inventory. If I can hit this one. Oh, I think I did. No, I didn't. Oh, it was close. Fucking hell, I did it again, man. Annoys me when I do that. If I can get one more, I'd be a happy man. Man, we'll try for one more. We are at a hypothermia risk here now, though, so we kind of need to start getting with it. Oh, really? I would like one more before I leave. I see that rush over there as well. Oh, that was close, dude. For real. We're going to grab this rush and then we're just going to cheese it. Because we don't want to spend too fucking long here. Because we're starting to freeze our ass off. Oh, come on. Like, this is a handy one now. It just bounced the wrong way. Whatever. We're going to stop wasting time with that. Now, I'm not going to start a fire just yet. Rip. H. There we go. I'm not going to start a fire just yet because I'd rather get up to this carcass if possible and try and harvest it. So I reckon starting a fire here to cook up what we have here is just a fucking waste of time. I think we're better off just pushing on as far as we can and then making a fire. Which is probably our best bet. Bit of old man's beard. Okay, old man's beard. Moss to prevent infection. Old man's beard lichen has long been appreciated for its antibacterial properties. First, prepare it to be used for treatment, then apply it to injuries to reduce infection. So you can actually craft bandages with this shit, which is quite nice. I thought there was more. Okay, well, rip. Grab all these rose hips as well. When we get a chance to, we'll craft it into what it needs to be in order to boil it up the next time we have a fire. Alright, we'll just get on up this hill. Okay. We're getting close to this carcass now. We're getting really close. Shit. Winner. Okay. How's she looking? Right, it's frozen. There's only a kilo of meat on it. How long would that take? 42 minutes. We're actually already at a hypothermia risk. You can quarter them now? That's, interesting. I want this meat. I have a bit of rabbit on me, but I want this meat. I'd also like that deer hide as well. That would be quite nice to get. I reckon we're going to start a fire here. We don't need to use any of our emergency stuff to start it yet. So let's ignore that. We'll use up our, we'll use a cedar log for this. We'll use up some of these cattail heads now as well. Bear in mind, we do have the cattails that we can now eat as well, the stalks. So each one of those is like 150, 250 calories, I forget. But it doesn't go stale. So they're a nice emergency food that we can keep on us for a long while. We'll get this fire going. We're not going to defrost the deer. We're just going to keep ourselves warm while we're doing this shit. And we'll keep this burning as long as we need to in order to be able to harvest the deer as well. Bear in mind, we do have extra clothing that we picked up on us too. That's going to start drying out as we're sitting here next to this fire. That's now going for an hour. So if we go into our inventory here, we can actually harvest the rabbits from within the inventory itself. We are just going to harvest the meat for now, because it will take a long time to get those hides. Probably want to do that inside a house somewhere, not when we're in somewhat of a survival-esque situation. I think this was a big rabbit. Yeah, 1.5 kilos of fucking rabbit meat. Let's be having you, bite. Harvest this shit now. Get all of this on the go. I'm back. Okay. Campfire still has a fair bit of life in it, so we're just going to top that bad boy off. And we're very, very rapidly going to cook up this wee bit of rabbit. And hopefully by the time we've stopped, this has defrosted enough that we can take advantage of it rather quickly. As opposed to hacking away at a frozen bit of fucking venison. I'm also going to cook up all the rosehip tea that I have available to me here now as well. While we have the opportunity to do so. Might as well get free painkillers. I tend to sprain my ankle on tiny little slopes all the time. I have learned this. So let's take advantage of it. Okay, we only had enough for one. Feels bad, man. How are you looking? 11%. If I add, like, another few sticks and do, like, 2 liters of water, would that be the worst? Gotta keep an eye on our tiredness here now as well. Because we still don't have a bed. I can only assume that they're going to provide us one now in the very near future in order to make up for that fact. Get that on the boil. Lovely. And now this ravaged deer carcass is nice and handy for us to harvest. Do I want that hide? I kind of do, to be honest with you. So let's add enough to keep it going for an hour. And let's get all of the above. Don't worry about the gut. You can get gut elsewhere. We have gut in the rabbits that we currently have in our inventory. But now, I have more meat, which we are also going to cook. And that should be enough to cook the 2 of them. It is rancid. Oh, shit. Well, we're going to eat that first. Because that's going to be the stuff that goes off first. Okay. Cook this bad boy as well. It's gamey venison, so it's not totally fucked, but it's not totally good either. Might not actually cook it. Oh, we're cutting it fine. Still counts. Now, I am going to add 2 sticks onto this, just for the moment. And I am now going to take a torch. And we are going to go wander, because now we have a bit of heat that can come with us. And we can use this to start a fire then if we need to. Okay, crouching. Okay, I kind of figured that was what was about to happen. Occasionally you'll encounter an obstacle in your path. Crouching might help you get under it. Crouching also makes you less obvious to wildlife, which we knew from a distance. You move more slowly, but you also move more silently. That's good to know. Up we go. I think they're just ambient sounds. I don't think I'm actually hearing anything. I think we're alright. And again, it is fairly linear as far as I can tell in terms of where we can go. Get up the slope. Mackenzie, don't be such a bitch. Grab all the sticks. Replace all of the shit that we just used. Again, don't bother with branches. Not really necessary. From what I can tell. I think the game might also present us with resources that look like we might want to get them, whereas in reality they're actually like time sinks that are probably going to make it difficult to survive. So that it's going to be like, you could commit all these resources to getting this, but further down the line, it may cost you. If you catch my drift. Oh, man's... I didn't even see that, dude. Let's grab all this shit. No, don't extinguish. Fucking hell. Radial thing. Dick. I'll have to waste a fucking match then to light it up. Which would suck. Okay. Good shit. Into the cave we go. I guess. Caves are warm, by the way, which is actually quite a good thing now. So this is going to keep us nice and warm. And we have a torch. Good shit. Each light source has pros and cons. You may need to improvise light sources to see in the dark. You can craft a torch out of available materials. Flares provide a one-off light source. Lanterns last longer but use up oil. Darkness hides dangers and also prevents you from crafting, repairing your gear, and other actions. Oh, rip dead guy. Oh, bedroll! Right. So there's the immediate concern kind of dealt with of not being able to sleep. So resting heals you and saves your progress. Resting restores lost condition and helps you recover from afflictions. You can rest in beds. you find as you explore the world. A bedroll allows you to rest wherever you or whenever you like. Remember that resting uses up calories, and the hours that pass make you hungry and thirsty, and it also saves your game. Okay, so that's how we save. Let's check this guy. What does he got? Got matches, mittens, stale granola bar. Sick. Check around his hands if there's any knives around like that.
Better find some water.
Okay, better shut the fuck up while we have a look through this cave, while we have a bit of life in our fucking torch. Can I light the torch that we picked up off this torch? That's intriguing. I want to get through as much of the cave as I can with the torch that I have before I light the next one. And when we get near an exit, which I think we're actually getting near right now, when I get near an exit, I'll consider setting up camp and recovering a bit of our energy. Oh, they give us another torch. Bit of a fork in the road here, left or right. We're gonna go right. Or straight, rather. Oh, there's a wee little camp here, dude. Fire that was burnt out. Lost in the storm. I never found the discarded backpack. We're gonna read it when we get out of here. Oh, lantern, sewing kit, cloth. Lots of good stuff. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna start a campfire using the sticks, using the torch as a fire starter. Hopefully we get it lit the first go. And then we'll take another torch out of this fire. We'll hang on to the other torches for the time being. Lantern oil. If we get our hands on a lantern now, we'd be doing well. There probably is one somewhere in here, and we just need to find it. I wonder. I wonder. It's probably going to play out a lot like sandbox mode from here on in. It's not going to prompt us when we should sleep or end the day, so to speak. We're probably going to have to just use our noggin.
Turned out pretty well.
Okay. And hey, look. We've got another torch. Nice bright one. Okay, so we've already checked that bag. And there doesn't appear to be a whole lot more goodies. Okay, back to the fork. And I believe this was the other direction. Any loot? Tends to be like coal in these caves and stuff too on the deck. The only thing is it's be hard to spot because like they look like pebbles. You also tend to get like little caches in the corner of like little items, so keeping an eye out for said items. I thought that was a lump of coal. I got really excited there for a second. Not that we'll be doing any furnace kind of stuff in the immediate future. Bit of a gander. Sounds like we're moving in water. You hear the kind of slushy kind of sound? Right, that looks like the way out. Again, I'm trying to be methodical here and cover... Oh, hey!
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
You're gonna have to shut the fuck up, Mackenzie. Our torch is kind of burning down. It's getting kind of hard to see shit. Yeah, let's just push on up to this light source. I'd rather not have to waste another fucking torch. Okay, right, we're nearly out. I don't know, there might have been more goodies there. I feel like I just skipped like a whole load of the fucking... A whole load of the cave, potentially. Right, actually, since these caves are actually kind of warm, we should probably do a bit of food and water check.
Something to drink. Soon.
Yeah, we're about to lose a lot of weight from eating this shit, so we're leaving the rabbit for the time being. We're gonna eat the venison because it's closer to going stale faster. Gives you a lot of calories too, which is good. And then we'll start eating the rabbit. And again, eat all of the calories that you can. Fill yourself off. Eat the perishable shit first, because that's the stuff that's gonna go stale first. I think we'll actually nearly eat every single bit of food that we have before we're totally topped off. Yeah, that should bring us to the tippy top. And it only consumed like a little nibble there. That's fine. We're going to drink some of our H2O. We have Pinnacle Peaches. We have 2 things of jerky. We have granola bar and a soda. Soda would be nice, quick emergency food. Right. Another thing that we can now do is concentrate on harvesting all of this shit, because we're in a cave. We're safe. We're not too fussed about the state of affairs as it stands. So that rabbit is now dealt with, and we're going to get the hide off this one too. So now we have a bit of gut, we have a bit of hide, which we can start curing, which is fucking sick. What else could we do? We actually got like a sewing kit as well. Have these all defrosted? I say that like it's fucking like say that like I'm talking like something I just pulled out of the fucking fridge. Like, it has, yeah. It'll be blue here if it wasn't. Yeah, no, it's fine. And we got extra socks. So now we've got 2 pairs of socks on, and we actually got some mittens there as well. So look, we're actually kind of kitted out quite well here now. Could use an extra hat. Could use extra trousers. We've got, I think these are decent boots. They've got a big green stain on them. They're kind of damaged. Everything's kind of beat up now at the moment. We do have a sewing kit, actually, so we could do a bit of work on repairing a lot of our kit. We have a 95% chance of success. How are we looking in terms of stats? Hang on. Are guys at like 50% tiredness? It is the middle of the night. I don't know if it'll let us repair in here. Is the only thing. Drop this. Drop that also. Hang on to these 2 torches because they're still quite good. We can light those with matches. We have a couple of stones. A fair bit of wood. And we have a fair few rose hips as well. And actually, that's why we couldn't craft more, even though I'd harvested a ton, is because I didn't take the time to repair them like we're doing now. So we're going to do that now. We're just going to craft as many of these as we can. I thought you weren't meant to be able to craft shit in the dark, but I'm not going to question it. The moon is slowly arising. So we actually are probably going to go for a sleep here now in a minute. So again, we're just trying to maximize the warmth while we have it before we proceed into the next area. We have a lot of tinder. Okay, old man's beard. Oh, you don't even need cloth to make that into a bandage now? GG, that's good. That's pretty sick. And what I reckon is actually, we'll probably wrap this episode up here. And then next episode, we'll kick it off again. So it'll be kind of like every time we go for a sleep. Well, actually, not really, because sometimes we're just going to sleep to get through a day. That's if it's like the other mode, sandbox mode. We could start a fire. To prepare those rose hips, but I reckon we'll wait until the next time we have a bit of food in front of us. Probably the best bet. Right. This has been Giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like down below and possibly consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any other comments, questions, concerns about anything that happened in this video, leave it down below in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Take your handy. Oh, man!